Do we get into the Bill O'Reilly thing now?
Bill O'Reilly.
I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops here because we are looking out for you.
We're looking out for you.
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly is obviously the big, huge story today.
Yes. Grab that dildo.
What a tool.
Man, if
The
this
no spin
stuff,
zone, it looks like the dildo was spinning.
the drildo. We don't use a drildo because it's a no spin zone.
Allegedly.
The O'Reilly factor.
Allegedly.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I can't wait to see how Bill's going to talk his way out of this one.
My talking points. I will discuss how this is all false. He's being accused of sexual harassment on the job with one of his producers. That's the accusation. The producer has filed a suit. Bill O'Reilly says it's nothing but a shakedown, extortion. They're trying to get $60 million out of him, and that's the only reason they're doing this. And he is completely innocent. He will be exonerated, and we will all find out that this is a bunch of bunk and malarkey, if I may use such harsh language on satellite radio. But
It looks like Bill O'Reilly might have been affected by the shock jocks
I'm reading the complaints.
that are influencing the children of America.
The complaint is
I can't
classic.
wait. Tomorrow we'll bring in our Bill O'Reilly interview. This guy railed us after we talked to him for over an hour, and he cut up our piece to make us look like just sex peddlers.
It's all about the sex with you guys, isn't it? It's all about, come on, just admit it, it's about the sex. I was like, Bill, this is about it's a guy-related show. The guys like listening to it.
The best quote, you look at Bill O'Reilly and go, Bill, you know what guys like?
You know what guys like, Bill? He goes, why the sex? It's like, Bill, you know what guys like?
And you laughed.
Well, apparently he absolutely knows what guys like.
Allegedly. We don't know what's true or not true here. But
I will say, according to the complaint.
According to the complaint that happens to be on every website in America.
Oh, my God.
And in every newspaper in America.
If this is proven true, he is done.
Good.
He is done.
Good.
You don't like the Bill O'Reilly?
I can't stand him because of the chop job he did on you guys. You're not Walter Cronkite, douchebag.
He comes off as a pompous, thinks he's a know-it-all. He was on A Current Affair. Remember that show?
Yeah, he wants people
That's
to forget
shock
that
TV.
he was salacious in his day.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Tom Brokaw is here to read the headlines of the story.
Really?
I don't know if we have the NBC nightly news theme yet.
Probably not.
That would be asking for too much from our behind-the-scenes staff.
Bill O'Reilly, a fellow journalist, in trouble.
Although Sex Bagel is a little more spry today.
I'll say.
Maybe he had a good night's sleep after.
Looks like he might have
was
gotten
sent
another
home.
alarm clock after he lied to us yesterday. He seems a little more spry.
A little more
spring in
his step.
A little more spring in his step, running around, handing all sorts of things in. He might have seen all the resumes that were handed to us at the beginning of the show for his job.
People asking
What's
for
wrong,
jobs.
Sex Bagel?
Oh, nothing. Ben said come in here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, no, we were just noticing that you were a little more spry today.
Yes.
You got some sleep yesterday?
Did you get another alarm clock?
I actually got 4, so they're all over the
Four
place.
alarm clocks.
And you're not going to lie to us anymore? Because I know you lied to us yesterday. That's
No,
why
I
we
actually
sent you
didn't.
home. There was not a fire alarm.
No, not a fire alarm. The smoke detector went off. The battery just went
he
fried,
say-
and I ripped it
Didn't
out.
he say fire
It said
alarm?
fire alarm. When I called Ben, I was in a panic. Like, the fire thing went off in my house. I got to go, and I hung up.
So the smoke detector went off.
But you said that
And what did that
you were
do?
outside, right? You went outside?
The what?
Did you say you went outside?
But how is that? How could you be late because something is waking you up earlier than the alarm clock? Because that's the only thing that could happen there.
No,
Right.
Or did you sleep through the alarm
I
clock,
slept-
but the smoke detector woke you up?
No. 2 separate instances from the night. The smoke detector went off about 12:30. The battery was just never replaced, so I yanked the battery, went out. I went back to sleep.
Then
and I just
was
slept over the
chipping
night.
golf balls until the limo driver came.
All right, let's just drop
All right.
it. All right, you're looking a little more spry today.
Yes.
Do we have the NBC theme music?
We're finding it right now.
Oh, man. All right.
All right, we'll have to, we'll get that.
Well, we could start, all right?
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly, accusations of sexual harassment by Andrea Macris, who is an ex-producer on The O'Reilly Factor. and his
Let me
his
tell you
radio
something.
show.
The producers at the O'Reilly Factor are wild. Well, we know of another one that is absolutely out of her mind wild.
One chick that was hanging out with us for a while during the time where we were supposed to be doing the interview with Bill O'Reilly.
Right. This whole O'Reilly interview that we did, we didn't want to do it for the longest time, and then they sent this producer to hang out with us, and
She was nuts. Remember her?
she was out of her mind.
Slot machine?
We
the ex-surfer.
We actually had a beer fight with her when the Fox cameras were rolling. And
There
she
was a
supposed to be-
picture taken under a desk of her
Opie's
genitalia
Were they nice?
with a tampon string coming out of it.
I have a picture of a producer from. I don't know if she was a part-time producer or she still works there. I have no idea.
No, she does.
But she
does
was
still work
hanging out with us for a long time to try to butter us up to get us in front of O'Reilly, and she
Yeah.
started drinking with us and hanging out with us. And
She was getting info also to give to O'Reilly so he could ask questions.
and then we did this huge thing at the Hard Rock Cafe because there was a time we were in like
Hooters.
5 or 6 magazines at the same time, so we had like a weird
Hooters.
magazine
It was at
signing
Hooters,
party. Oh, what did I say? Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Hard Rock is always good to us, so I always think Hard Rock. It was at Hooters, and we're there, and it turned out to be a huge beer fight with this chick, and the cameras were rolling for Fox. They didn't show any of that footage because
No.
she's supposed to be a very responsible producer.
So his
And then
producer
she
involved
would-
in a beer fight.
She would come back hammered to the office. She's
snotted,
She ended up-
smashed,
She
hammered,
went-
drunk.
She went back to the office with Stinky and sat at Opie's desk.
Didn't they like have a little thing
I
going
don't
for a
know what
little
happened.
while? Rumor has.
She had marker writings. Someone took a Sharpie and was writing all over the inside of her thigh and
Yeah.
all that. And she was supposedly so serious with Bill O'Reilly.
All right,
Yeah, and there was
Bill
like
O'Reilly.
stuff written on the arm, made in Taiwan.
So, wow. All right, we'll get. We will get to that because that is the freakiest thing ever. So she's hanging out with us for a long time, and I had a camera at my desk where I took celebrity photos,
Yeah.
like Jimmy does and stuff. A cool celebrity comes in. Oh, I want to get a little picture,
Yeah.
She decided to take my camera after one of these drunken nights, and it was. This is not even allegedly. This girl loved to drink with us, and
Yeah.
she started taking pictures of her snatch.
Under the desk.
Under the desk, like she would take a picture of her snatch, up her skirt, and we got the pictures developed because it was just a stupid disposable.
We were like,
And she
my
was-
God, what is this?
And she was having that time of the month. I think Steve from FoundryMusic.com still has those pictures somewhere on that site, and there's a picture of her snatch with the string hanging out of her
Yep.
panties
And the marker on the leg.
and the marker on the legs and stuff. So we were hanging out with this girl for weeks, and she's very hot. I don't even want to mention her name, although what I'm about to say is going to give it away, unfortunately. And we're doing pre-interviews. She's going to lunch with us. She's in the studio, like Big Kev is there, just hanging out. Okay, we go to this. We go to Hooters for the magazine signing party. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I'm up front with Ant. We're signing autographs, me and our fans, whatever, doing our thing. All of a sudden, I look over to Ben, and Ben is in a panic, freaked out, and I'm like, Ben just noticed something. What the hell's going on? So Ben's way off in the corner, and he's trying to get my attention, and we lock eyes, and I'm like, dude, what? Because we have like the secret language that we do on the show. All of a sudden, he goes like this, like pretty much like when the coach comes out to the mound and goes, let's go to the lefty.
Yeah.
And goes like this.
Taps the arm.
Taps the arm like, let's go to the lefty. Freaking Ben from the corner's going like that. I go, what does that mean? And then he's like moving his eyes over to this producer from the O'Reilly Factor.
Yeah.
The chick has a fake arm.
Yeah, Jim was actually the
She
one
had
that pointed it out to
And
me.
She
we
had
hadn't noticed for weeks.
She had a mannequin arm with a bracelet on it, okay?
Yeah.
And the point I'm trying to make is, like, we were hanging out with this girl for 2 weeks, and not one of us
Didn't notice.
didn't notice that the girl only had one arm until that night. We're like, holy... And it freaked everybody
We'd
out.
make great witnesses, wouldn't we?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, she held up both hands and made fists and
Played-
flipped me the bird with both hands.
Played patty cakes.
And then all of a sudden, then I tapped Anthony, and I went, you know how you do that.
Yeah.
Look over there.
And I didn't want to look.
And then everyone else associated with the show, we were just stupefied. Like, none of us noticed that the girl had one arm.
Just pointing and giggling hysterically.
Oh, yes, we
5
were.
creeps.
Immature.
It was unbelievable. So anyway, back to the O'Reilly story.
O'Reilly. Yeah, Andrea Macris, the ex-producer, has filed a suit against Bill O'Reilly, saying that he sexually harassed her with explicit language, phone calls, sexual deviancy. There's some really, really great lines here. The pages, there's about 10 pages.
You want me to just read a little bit from the Post and then...
No, this is good stuff.
Oh, this is
the
better
Post
than the
is
Post?
going to cut it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bill O'Reilly said to plaintiff Andrea Macris, and just use a vibrator to blow off steam. Talking about how she should have some sex with a vibrator when she doesn't have a boyfriend, so she could blow off some steam. When the plaintiff Redden, defended Bill O'Reilly, asked lewdly, "What? You've got a vibrator, don't you? Every girl does." When the plaintiff responded indignantly, "No, not every girl does. Does your wife?" The defendant replied, "Yes, in fact, she does. She'd kill me if she knew I was telling you."
Wait, so where did this conversation begin?
This was taking place when they were out to dinner.
All right.
Yeah, apparently they took a lot of dinners together.
Okay.
See, I'm not sure this was as much sexual harassment. I'm not defending Bill O'Reilly, but I think this chick was going out to a lot of dinners with Bill O'Reilly and probably this wasn't a problem for her. That's what it seems like. This happened a lot. But it does seem like from this report that Bill O'Reilly was saying stuff like this. I wouldn't put it past him. I just don't think she was that upset by it. Something then probably happened. She decided she's going to pull all this stuff up now and use it in a sexual
because
harassment.
when it comes down to it, we're all guys.
Right.
These asses go on TV and act like they're different and they don't have the same, feelings that we do.
Yeah. During the course of their dinner in early May of 2002, Bill O'Reilly informed Andrea Macris that he had advised another woman to purchase a vibrator and had taught the woman how to masturbate while telling her sexual stories over the telephone. So Bill O'Reilly, from this report, seems to be very into phone sex. Likes the phone sex. And on the no spin zone. Defendant O'Reilly then boasted that the woman had her first orgasm via masturbation as he spoke to her on the phone. Have you ever watched this guy's show? Could you see anything sexual or anything a woman would listen to? Let's talk about Kerry. John Kerry. Hello, you're masturbating to the O'Reilly factor. Put that dildo in you. You're in the no spin zone.
Well, actually,
so just put it in and out.
Actually, this is the spin zone.
When the plaintiff responded that she never engaged in phone sex, defendant Bill O'Reilly professed disbelief and told her that the sexual stories he told were all based upon his own experiences, such as when he received a message in a cabana in Bali that the little short brown woman asked to see his penis and was, quote, amazed. Defendant Bill O'Reilly then suggested that he tell plaintiff the same sexual stories, which he knew she would just love. He apparently believes women love these stories. He talks about his big penis and how women are amazed by it. Shocked and embarrassed, she informed the defendant.
You decide.
In no uncertain terms, she was neither experienced or interested in gaining experience in telephone sex. Bill O'Reilly responded suggestively, stick with me and I'll take care of you. Winked and walked into his hotel room. You could picture him carrying himself around. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. Hey, Toots, you stick with me. During a week of March 19th through 13th of 2000, March 9th through 13th, 2003, Bill O'Reilly joined Andrea Macris and another staff member at the Peninsula Hotel for cocktails. Andrea Macris's college friend was with her. O'Reilly approached the two and commented, University of Missouri, boy, I would have had fun with you two, and alluded to having a menage a trois with the plaintiff and her friend. During the course of the dinner, O'Reilly repeatedly propositioned the women, singing the praises of telephone sex, offering to telephone them both, and suggesting that the three of them, quote, go to a hotel together and have the time of their lives. O'Reilly further suggested that the women needed to be trained so they'd be equipped and ready to go when, quote, real men showed up in their lives, and offered, quote, lessons. Bill O'Reilly, masturbation lessons. It's my masturbation points on the factor. Yes. Let's go to Shepard Smith in Studio B and have him stick a dildo in his ass.
Wow.
Defendant Bill O'Reilly regaled plaintiff and her friend with stories concerning the loss of his virginity in a car with a girl in a car at JFK. Two really wild Scandinavian airline stewardesses. He had gotten together with a girl at a sex show in Thailand who had shown him things in the back room that, quote, blew his mind. If you're in a back room in Thailand, you're pretty kinky. Right, Jim?
I've never
know, right?
been to Thailand, but I imagine that they're all very young, and it's an awful place.
People don't go to Thailand because there's a Thailand Disney. You know? You go to Thailand to have sex with young boys and young girls. That's why you go. I got a flight booked for next week.
And then you just kind of contradicted yourself. That does make it like Disney.
It kind of is.
Why else would you go there if you're an adult?
It's a small anus after all.
I know what gives it away. If you go more than once, that's what gives it away.
Right.
Because you could almost say, no, you know, I was into the Vietnam War thing and,
right.
And the history, and I wanted to check out some of the tunnels, this and that. No, I went there. It's a very interesting culture. But you go back more than once, you're going back.
Go to the Thai stick factory.
Yeah, you're going for more than just a history lesson.
The defendant then stated he was going to Italy to meet the Pope, and his pregnant wife was staying at home with his daughter, and implied he was looking forward to some marital affair with the hot Italian women.
So he would just tell this lady all these stories?
All these stories during the course of dinner. Again, see, they went out to dinner a lot. If this girl was so offended by this, she says it was just to keep her job. But you wouldn't be going to so many dinners. During the course of another dinner, defendant once again raised the specter of telephone sex, repeatedly professing disbelief that the plaintiff had never engaged in telephone sex. Defendant O'Reilly repeatedly begged plaintiff to have telephone sex with him that night, and the plaintiff kept refusing. Then he...
This is where it gets good. Real good.
Yeah, he threatened her in a way, saying that if any woman... Because he had apparently done this with other women that worked for him. And he said, if any woman ever breathed a word, I'll make her pay so dearly she'd wish she'd never been born. I'll rake her through the mud, bring up things in her life that make her so miserable she'll be destroyed. And besides, she wouldn't be able to afford the lawyers I can or endure it financially as long as I can. And nobody would believe her. Me or some unstable... Oh, they wouldn't believe some unstable woman making outrageous accusations. This is kind of a good... It's kind of a good way of her trying to get him by saying he said these things, because this is exactly what he's going to try to do. You know? It's hard to know who to believe in this, but I pretty much believe he said this stuff. Yeah. I just don't think she was that offended by it.
It's just making me like him more.
So why did she...
Yeah, you know...
Why did she bring this to light? Did something happen where that got her so pissed off that she said, you know what?
Guess she lost her job.
She lost her job.
And he's saying...
Is there a tape or not?
There's supposed to be taped phone calls. Taped phone calls. Which, yeah, that would be huge. Where's the really... Here it is. On or about August 2nd, 2004. Now we're really getting up to date. Defendant O'Reilly telephoned the plaintiff at her home after interviewing two porn stars on The O'Reilly Factor. Yes, porn stars. Apparently O'Reilly was excited from the show. With little preamble, defendant Bill O'Reilly launched into a vile and degrading monologue about sex. During the course of O'Reilly's telephone monologue, he suggested the plaintiff purchase a vibrator and name it. Name it Lil O'Reilly.
The private vibrator's name is Charlene, sir.
I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops here because we are looking out for you.
We're looking out for your vagina. And that he had one. He had a vibrator of his own, shaped like a cock. This is, quote, shaped like a cock with a little battery in it that a woman had given him. It became apparent to the plaintiff that the defendant O'Reilly was masturbating as he spoke.
Oh, God.
After he climaxed, defendant O'Reilly said to plaintiff, I appreciate the fun call. You can have fun tonight. I'll appreciate it. I mean it. So he was jacking on the phone. Wow. He kept calling her, saying that they should have phone sex, suggesting that she come to his hotel room and have sex with him. Bill O'Reilly, on another occasion, once again launched into a lewd and lascivious, unsolicited, and disturbingly sexually graphic talk. Defendant O'Reilly informed plaintiff Andrea Macris that he was watching a porn movie and babbled perversely regarding his fantasies concerning Caribbean vacations because purportedly, quote, once people get into that hot weather, they should shed their inhibitions. You know, they drink during the day, they lay there and all lazy, they have dinner, and then they come back and fool around. That's basically the modus operandi. During the course of the monologue, Defendant O'Reilly further stated he would like to take a shower with her right away and would be the first to think to do so. We check into the room. He described what he wanted to do with her. We check into the room, and we would order up some room service, and you definitely get 2 wines into you as quickly as possible. I could get into you. Maybe intravenously I'd get that wine into you. He's talking about getting her drunk. You would basically be in the shower. I would come in and I'd join you. And you would have your back to me, and I would take the little loofah thing and kind of soap up your back. You know, you'd feel the tension drain out of you. And you still would be with your back to me, and I would kind of put my arm, it's one of those little mitts, these loofah mitts, you know. So I got my hands in it, and I would put it around front, kind of rubbing your tummy a little bit with it. Then with my other hand, I would start to massage your boobs. Get your nipples really hard, because I like that. And you have really spectacular boobs. So anyway, I'd be rubbing your big boobs and getting your nipples really hard, kind of kissing your neck from behind. Then I'd take the other hand with the falafel thing. What's a falafel thing?
I don't know. One of those things that removes skin when you're in the shower, right?
Oh.
And it's kind of like the loofah, no?
Yeah. And I'd put it on your pussy.
All right, I got to stop you. How do they got this much detail?
This is what she says he said to her.
Maybe it's possibly a transcript of a phone call?
Could be a transcript of a phone call because
there's a lot
it sounds
of detail
conversational,
here.
Right, with all the uhs and ahs in it.
Oh, my God. If they have a tape of this, he is so finished.
I know.
But I do want to interject that Bill Riley is awful at phone sex.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it
want
horrible?
to smooch with you a little bit and then put on the loofah glove.
I'll put on a
dummy.
loofah glove.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Rub your boobs. Who says that, you idiot?
Boobs. Say tits.
Yeah, I want to kiss you where the sun don't shine. Elbow.
I'd put it in on your pussy, but you'd have to do it, but I'd have to do it real light, just kind of teasing, just kind of a tease business.
He didn't say that.
He did say that.
A tease business.
Yeah.
Good.
Andrea Macris was frightened and disturbed, she says. During the course of this monologue, Defendant O'Reilly suggested that he would perform oral sex on plaintiff Andrea Macris. What a guy.
How did he phrase it? I'll kiss you where the baby comes out?
And that she would start to perform fellatio upon his, quote, big cock. But not complete the sex act. Quote, you tease me like you wouldn't really do it. You just like, 'cause I know you. You're like a tease. Yeah, this is too conversational.
Yep.
Oh, please. Can I just, I'm not very religious, but God, please let these tapes exist, and please let them get out. I want to hear this. During the course of his perverted ravings, Defendant O'Reilly told plaintiff that they would engage in sexual intercourse. And during his sexual rant, it became clear that Defendant O'Reilly was using a vibrator upon himself, and that he ejaculated. Plaintiff was repulsed.
I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops here because we are looking out for you.
Immediately after climaxing, Defendant O'Reilly launched into a discussion concerning how good he was during his recent appearance on The Tonight Show.
What an ass.
What a complete ass.
What an ass.
Oh, yeah. Hey, did you catch Leno last night? I was great on it, wasn't I? He said,
was he looking at his muscles in the mirror as he's doing this? Like an American Psycho?
with his quickly wilting big cock.
Was there a Huey Lewis in the news playing in the background? What a creep.
Oh, he is
Jizz
ass.
slowly drying to the consistency of potato flakes on his stomach.
Was he talking about why he likes Phil Collins so much?
Yeah. I use a facial scrub every morning.
Right.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, he says, quote, "It was funny. They used a big clip of me right after Brokaw. And Brokaw was absolutely the most unfunny guy in the world. And the audience got a big charge out of me. It was good."
This is definitely a tape conversation.
Yeah.
No woman would make up a big charge. That's something an older man says.
Yeah, and you don't take on a lawsuit like this unless you got your freaking
She has tape
shit together.
of this sanctimonious jerk-off.
Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News. I'd like to rebut a little bit here. I'm pretty handy with a dildo myself, and I occasionally like vibrating butt plug. Backdoor small little vibrator. I occasionally like using those. Actually, I insert one during NBC Nightly News. It keeps me alert and awake for some of the boring news. After climaxing, defendant O'Reilly again boasted that none of the women he'd engaged in sexual relations would ever tell. Nobody'd believe him, he said. They wouldn't tell anyway. I can't imagine any of them ever doing that because I'd always made friends with women before I bedded them down. Bedding them down, the dames.
I can't wait to get our interview on the air tomorrow.
Defendant O'Reilly concluded, stating, "You know, Macris, in these days of your celibacy and your hibernation, this is good for you to have a little fantasy outlet. You know, just keep it tuned. Keep that sensuality tuned until Mr. Right comes along, and you can put him in traction. I'm telling you, this is good for your mental health."
Where's my porno music?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
On or about September 21st, 2004. Now we're talking only a month ago. Defendant O'Reilly telephoned plaintiff once again without invitation or solicitation and launched into yet another disgusting, lewd, and disturbing monologue concerning his sexual fantasies with her until he climaxed. During the course of the call, O'Reilly said to the plaintiff, quote, "Next time you'll come up to my hotel room and we'll make this happen." Plaintiff felt frightened and threatened.
Can this dumb bitch ever say, "I'm busy, can I call you back"? She just sits there on the phone while he
Sits
whacks
there.
his bag with a thing in his hiney.
You know what? She sits
Well,
there
we don't know
and
where the thing
tapes it.
was.
And tapes it.
You think he had the thing in his,
Yes.
Do you think he was shoving it up his butt
or
and
against
jacking?
his Vas Deverns, his the ball vein? He probably had it vibrating against his thick Irish ball vein.
Wow, that is some...
Anthony, you missed one quote.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what paper this was in. It says, "I would like to add this exact wording," which was Bill O'Reilly to this producer allegedly. "Do you like it when a black motherfucker comes on your face?"
Wait a minute. Wait, I think you've gotten the wrong transcript, Opie.
What? No, this
I
was
think
in my Bill O'Reilly part. Pile.
I think
No,
I got
look,
mixed
look.
up with another SmokingGun.com
Look,
transcript.
Dude, look, here's all my Bill
okay.
O'Reilly stuff, and it says, "Do you like it when a black motherfucker comes on your face?"
No, I think your files are off.
Well,
that's from the Kobe Bryant debacle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This was Kobe's victim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
It's all so confusing.
Kobe's victim wrote a letter to police saying that she was apologizing for leaving a couple of things out inadvertently.
Right.
One of the things she left out was the fact that she hadn't washed her face
after the incident.
After the incident, there was some DNA on her face, some Kobe cream.
Is this her,
was on her face?
Is this her actual letter?
Yeah, this is all in her handwriting and everything.
Because it says, "During my rape, Mr. Bryant asked me a very degrading comment. I would like to add his exact wording, which was, 'Do you like it when a black mother effer comes on your face?'"
Yeah. While it was difficult to talk about this, I wanted my statement to be the truth. The other thing is that when I was finally able to pry his hands off my neck, when I turned around, he had his hands in the air like someone would when a cop asks them to put their hands in the air.
Oh,
like he backed off, like let go of her, backed off and went, "Hey, what
What happened? I thought we were all just having fun here."
Well, I thought you liked this.
Hey.
I thought you liked this, huh? Whoa, I was just trying to keep my cum from dripping down onto your shirt. That's why I put my hands around your neck. to catch it dripping off of your face.
Hey, you didn't blink twice. I thought we were just having fun here.
Hey, huh?
She didn't answer the question, though. Does she indeed like it when a black motherfucker comes on her face, or does
Is that
she
a
not?
rhetorical question that Kobe was asking? Or
Yeah.
was he expecting an answer to
Probably
that?
talking to himself.
Yeah, how do you answer a question like that?
Well,
it's funny you asked that.
Do you like when a black motherfucker comes on your face? We'll answer that when we come back from this break on the O'Reilly Factor, the No Spin Zone.
I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops here because we are looking out for you.
Not the spin of him cupping and rotating his balls in his hand as he jacks it on the phone.
Allegedly.
According to these reports.
These reports are just everywhere.
He's saying that it's just her trying to extort $60 million from her. I think it is maybe a woman scorned a little bit, something happened. Or maybe she did figure out, hey, I can make some money by suing him.
We'll get to the bottom of this. I mean, if there's a tape out there, though, guess who will get to play it? We will. That's what's great about satellite radio.
You know what's really interesting? As a young boy, you know what he used to play? Monster Rain. Monster Rain on the O'Reilly Factor. Me and Shepard Smith will be under the porch. Spend an hour afterwards wiping his makeup off my thighs.
We got to get
on the Factor.
We'll get our interview with Bill O'Reilly hopefully on the show tomorrow, because this guy went after us hard.
Oh, yeah.
Really hard.
Hard. Goes after everyone hard, apparently, from reading the transcript.
All right.